Hello, I'm Leslie Wilcox. We're looking at the smart actions of leading companies when they deploy robotic process automation. This is the last in a series of 6. I'm going to talk through the lessons learned from 2 years' worth of research into RPA deployments. And this is about building a mature capability. Now, a quick look at those lessons learned is on this first slide. And the first point is establish a center of excellence. You will remember this one from the first video, which is it's a strategic imperative to have as a staging point building this center of excellence to enable you to scale your RPA tool or tools. The second issue is to rethink your talent development. I've intimated that quite a lot is going on in this area. You really do need retained capability. There is a skill shortage in this area. You really need to think whether you're going to employ some of the people who you might have removed some tasks from their work, whether they are suitable for redeploying in your center of excellence or in tasks that are arising as a result of scaling your RPA. You really need to rethink talent development now because you're going to run into problems later on and might become over-dependent upon business process outsourcing service providers or management consultancies or advisory companies when you could have grown your own probably at a lower cost. The third point is you need to evolve your team composition over time. Everyone we're looking at now is doing this. You're going to have to broaden your team. You're going to have to broaden the numbers of people in your team over time, and it should grow as you scale your RPA. Prototype continually as automation expands to more contexts. You won't be just using your RPA tool in the future. What is happening now in June 2018 and on is people are building cognitive tools around RPA to amplify what the tools can do, respecting the limitations of those RPA tools and the new sophisticated tools and what they can do and add business value to your business case. So you will be continually experimenting with what you're doing in automation. Reuse components. What is interesting about this, the next point, multi-skill robots, is a lot of people leave their robots dormant. A number of the providers have robots that can be reused and can be multi-skilled. And there's all this value potentially in reusing and multi-skilling that is lying dormant and being missed as a result of people just leaving the robots to do a number of tasks rather than all of the tasks that they can do tirelessly. And the final point is, if you're going to scale, you need to build a scalable, robust architecture, both for your automation and also for the way it fits with the rest of the technology you're using in the organization. So moving to the next slide, this is what the Center of Excellence should look like, your endpoint at some stage on your journey. But it isn't your endpoint, it's a staging point actually. And what this shows, and I'll look at it myself, this diagram that we drew in our first book, you'll get the business units putting through their automation feasibility requirements, and you'll have very good people reviewing those requirements to see if they will give business value and if they're doable technically. If they are approved, then the Center of Excellence will also do the development of the automation of that process, and there will be a lot of very good people there defining, designing, configuring the tool, verifying that it works in a test environment and then in a live environment. And then in order to run it live, you need a group of controllers who will schedule, monitor, handle exceptions, and basically overview the operations, but also do quality assurance while they're doing that. And you can see that there's a very strong arrow going to connections with the IT infrastructure and governance there from these controllers. Note also there's an automation component library there, collection of reusable components. And notice also there's constant quality assurance and continuous improvement handled by the Center of Excellence. My final slide makes the end point, really, which connects with the first video about having a strategy here. When I say have a strategy, it's not just an RPA automation strategy. It's not just a service automation strategy where you're bringing in cognitive automation tools and getting it to work in a complementary way with your RPA tools. It's having a strategy to use those cognitive automation tools. So, for example, what we're discovering in our third book is that a lot of the cognitive automation tools have distinctive challenges which RPA didn't have. So you have to learn about that, and you have to build a retained capability capable of handling the number one challenge, which is the data challenge. Very little data that you actually have is structured. Now, cognitive automation tools can deal with unstructured data, but a lot of it is dirty, a lot of it is orphan data, a lot of it is difficult data. You need to clean it. A lot of it is actually redundant. And so maybe only 15% of your data is actually business critical and in good enough state to be used. A lot of work needs to be done to make up for the 35 years of organizational history of not being very good at managing data and information. But the larger strategy here is having to fit with the broader digital technologies that are coming on stream. If you look at the bottom right-hand corner of this diagram, you will see that we think that there are 9 major digital technologies that will have massive impact on our organizations when they're utilized combinatorially together in a synergistic way. And you'll see that the automation of knowledge work, RPA and CA, is only one of those 9 that will be working with these other technologies increasingly. So this is also about integrating your service automation strategy with your digital transformation strategy. Very good luck with all those things. Hopefully we have given you some detailed guidelines on how to deploy RPA from now and into the near future over the next 3 years. And please look at our books where there is a lot more detail and examples about how to become smarter in this area.